Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. It's like we have over almost 30 participants today so far. My name's Kevin Mahoney. I'm in charge of sales at Realstone Systems, and I'm in our Troy warehouse. Today, we're pleased to have you with us. If you're a repeat customer, offender, you like to join at lunchtime, whatever the case may be, that's great. We've had great attendance on these, and we also have CEUs and continuing education units on Friday. Today, we're going to have our Denver Aurora or Denver warehouse and showroom, and Linda Wood's going to be presenting color trends customers can't get enough of, and talking about the design process and putting together vignettes. So we look forward to that. So we're going to be going back and forth between Denver, and we've got a slideshow for you, and we've got about 30 minutes scheduled, but if you want to hang out and you want to see some products afterwards, feel free to let us know. Type your questions into the chat. We'll try to get to them during the presentation, and if we don't, we'll get to you afterwards. To make the presentation easier to see, there's somewhere on your screen, depending on what type of device you have, there's a button where you can pin the video and make the speaker the spotlight video, and that should put, whether it's the slideshow or the speaker in view, you should be able to see that very easily. Some people are still admitting. We'll give them another couple minutes. We've given, for the last 6 weeks, we've given several presentations, and so hopefully you've enjoyed as we've rolled several of our employees in. Most recently, Shay Reckner gave a live Instagram yesterday on our tempered line, as well as she's hosted a couple of products with Aaron Adams, one of our designers who helps design several of our collections. And those videos with Shay can be found on our website, and they're recorded in there that you guys can review. We have more with Shay coming up as we start to see and get more of the video presentations. And we love what's happened as a byproduct of the terrible thing that's happened with COVID, as we start to create this medium that we can reach out and be part of what you guys are doing right now. If you see anything you like, ask for samples. We'll get them out to you. If you've got projects or questions or anything, you want to see a video presentation for your team or your group, or whether it's ASID or IIDA, we'd be happy to help out your organizations as you guys are looking for things to do right now. And we've had several designers ask us, hey, I'm working on my home office, I'm improving it. Do you guys have a program, a professional program? And the answer is yes. So if you're working on anything on your home, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to talk to you about our program for that. We got a program for that, right, Linda?
Always.
Always, right. Okay. So with that said, we got a couple chats. I'll pull that up. Oh, hi, everyone. There's Shay. So Shay's giving her Instagram handle, Interiors on the Road, and she's going to have a Instagram live snack break every Tuesday at 2 p.m. And she's got more presentations coming up too. So we're excited, and we're getting better at it every day. We're certainly not professional TV people, but we're getting the information going. So let's get this going. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to the PowerPoint presentation. And today we're talking about color trends customers can't get enough of. And Linda's going to delve into that. Real quick, Realstone. If you're a first-time joiner, Realstone Systems, we really consider ourselves to be the not only the innovator, but the highest quality products in the 6x24 ledge stone market. You can see a picture right there of a 6x24 panel. It's surrounded by some innovative products that over the years that we've added to our collection. And we've got more and more collections. So whether it's Division 4, Division 9, inside, outside, we've got lots of different products that we're finding more and more of our clients and friends are putting together. So we love to launch new products, align ourselves with designers, and still our roots are 6x24 panel, which is the highest quality in the industry, the way it's cut and finished. Our people are happy to serve. Our customer service are led by Jen Matz, and really a focus on getting the job done every single day, whether it's a sample or a question. Jen and her team do a wonderful job. The innovation that we take a look at products from our leadership, from Michael Corden and the rest of our leadership team, finding products, new products for different segments. You'll find on our website a whole host of products that really lend themselves to different applications, whether it's rustic or whether it's very contemporary and high end. And then custom, because we have such great relationships with our manufacturing facilities, we're able to do special orders from around the world. So if you've got a special request or something that you're thinking about or dreaming about with your client, let us know. The quality of our products is second to none, and we back that up with documents on our website and our experience. We've been around since 2005. So we find that we've learned a thing or two, so we've pretty much not anything we haven't encountered. So testing data, even the packaging, it seems simple, but your products arrive, whether it's big pieces of stone or it's fine tile, the way that you want it to, so it can be installed on the wall. Natural stone and specialty products, these are several that you'll see today. Sometimes we still hear the word lead. Pre-consumer waste. Most of our products are pre-industrial or post-industrial pre-consumer, and several of them help contribute to lead points, coupled with the VOC-free adhesive and reusing of really the stuff that everybody else leaves for scrap in the quarries. You'll find a multitude of tools on our website, from the visualizer to our hatch patterns, from our lead info, testing data, even our product calculator. And if you don't see something on there, please feel free to reach out, whether it's Google SketchUp or 3D Warehouse. We're happy to help. Our visualizer is wonderful for taking products and putting them on a rendering or a picture. This just represents some of our most popular stone sizes with the hatch patterns, and how the hatch patterns are what the stones are when we put them together. Exact specifications, true 6x24, tight tolerances, all the technical mumbo jumbo at the end of the day you don't think about, because when it's on the wall it looks beautiful the way you want it. This is, and we bring attention to this today. These are the white and neutral colors. You can find this positioned this way in our brochures, in our catalogs, and today in our presentation, as we talk about these white and neutral colors, these tones, how you're able to make choices based on colorways. And we've organized this, and it's become very popular. People like to make decisions. It's a great jumping off point to mix and match products together. It doesn't really give the scope and scale, but it's a great start to say, boy, that looks interesting. Let me know more. We've done it with the cream and the warm tones. We've done it with the gray and the black tones. We've done it with the earth tones.
All the tones.
All the tones, right. The reclaimed wood panels, these are 100 to 150-year-old shipping vessels that we've deconstructed and reconstructed into a panel that allows you to have a wonderful, warm wall with history and stories. You can see knot holes, and that the wood has been shaped by the beach and the wind and the sun and the water. And we've reconstructed them into a dark panel, a multi-panel, and one that's we call natural, or it's unfinished. Alicio 3D, which Linda will talk about in a little bit. These are 24 by 24 CNC and water jetted piece of stone that can go on the wall, and they're still installed as a directed here product. And we can do not only these designs, which we stock, but we can do custom sizes and shapes and Linda will touch on that in her presentation as she's been involved with several of those custom projects herself. So let's get inspired. Let's get inspired. And with that said, I'm going to turn the floor over to Linda and let her the spotlight video.
Welcome from Denver. I'm Linda with Realstone Systems. I've actually been with Realstone for about 8 years now. I made a move from our headquarters and where Kevin's at right now to Denver about a year ago, so coming on a year, so getting to know the design community. I've been architectural design rep for about 8 years. I've always been into design, so design really inspires me, it gets me excited. I love, design itself. I've been in it my whole life. I love to work with designers, helping them find solutions to, how to trim things out, finding new materials, coming up with new creative ideas. So as I said, as an A&D rep, I love what I do. And then partnering up with Realstone. Realstone has some great products. We originally started as just basically a panelized stone veneer. And then over the years, we've evolved to some really neat new textures and patterns. So, we started with our basic Sierra Shadow Stone, which is just kind of a split, just a simple panelized stone veneer. And Kevin talked about our quality, our consistency, the gauge, being very rectified. But when we talk about color and trends, so our basic Sierra panel looks great with, is kind of jump back here. So when we relaunched our new brochure and our website the first of the year, we kind of broke it down by color and tones. So we've got the whites kind of over, actually I put them over on this side. We have all the whites and then the cream tone versions. So that's kind of the neat thing. We've broken it down by color. So if you're searching for a particular material, stone, tile, what have it, go into the brochure or the website and you can link down onto that particular product. So the great thing about Realstone, as I said, we have the supporting tools. Kevin kind of touched on our visualizer tools. We have hatch patterns, seamless patterns, Revit, all that kind of stuff. So we do have a really big, strong architectural focus for the design community. And then cool thing about Realstone, as I said, we're just not a regular panelized stone veneer company anymore. We've launched, I know Shay's touched on our tempered line, so which is really cool. So it's actually a stone tile with this actually down here is a hex with a foil and then a resin overlay. So it really adds another element to your design. And then in addition to, we have trims and pencils and coordinates to go with it. So over here, I'm going to kind of stay with the this side. My rights and lefts aren't so clear, but anyway, over on this side, I basically had taken, this is a new product for us. It's our Pearl Gray, which is a really neat white. It has some grays and cream undertones to it. And then I paired it with our Snowdrift. And then in addition to, another cool thing too, with the tempered line, we have coordinating trims too. Nice thing about our trims though, we were talking about details and all that kind of great stuff. The nice thing about it is the glaze does go all the way to the edge. So it's a finished edge when you're just dyeing it on a wall or what have you. And in addition to, we have some coordinates with leathers and trims and tiles. That's another cool thing too. Besides the ledger panel, we also have coordinating tiles that go with it. So vertical, horizontal, you can do banding with the field tiles. So that's kind of the fun thing, and that's why I always tell people, just have fun with your designs. Start with an inspiration and build from there, and then add punches of color. Over here is our narrow ledge stone, and it looks really great with our new white mosaics. Tie it all together with maybe using a black ground or something like that. So that's kind of the neat thing. You can play. We have so much. We're just not a panelized stone. We have all the components to create the whole exteriorly. You can clad the outside of the building, your home or your commercial space with the stone. Bring it on the inside and then start introducing some new elements with color and texture. This is kind of fun too. I paired over on the cream side. This is actually our Sierra. I had said that this is kind of our standard. This is how we started. It's been kind of our core color. It's in the creams. It has some grays. Looks really neat with the seesaw from our tempered line. Paired it with some wood at the bottom. So that's, as I said, once again, there's so many elements and so many different colors and patterns and textures that you can incorporate in your design. And then too, having the, I actually put this together. So, you know, this is actually from our tempered line, which is really pretty cream marble, dimensional. Paired it with we have a cream tile that coordinates with it, 6x24 or 12x24. But just for a little bit of a decorative edge, I put like the pyrite from the Alicio line. So if you don't have that big budget, it just gives a nice accent tone to, you know, this regular plain old cream tile. So once again, just have fun with textures and patterns. And try not to make too big of a mess. Anyway, and then back in here, once again, I'm going to jump back from color to color. But over here, I paired some white frost marble with some of the foiled tempered line, really pretty, fun dimensional stones. And then again, I paired it with some of our new slant stitch from Erin, which really fun, you know, just vertical, horizontal, some really neat textures. In addition to, as I said, if you don't have the budget, as I said, the nice thing about, you know, we have the trims to coordinate it, to finish things off. So we have all the solutions to really create a really neat space. Slow down there for a second, right? So as I said, I get kind of fun and inspired with all the different textures and patterns that we have. So we're just not a stone cladding company anymore.
No, great. And Linda's laid out a lot of our products, and we have these in pictures in a slideshow that she's going to go through too. And Linda, just let me know when you're.
As I said, and then kind of at the bottom too, it shows you our hive, mixing it with some of our stones and leathers and our tempered line. So we're just, as I said, the fun thing about Realstone is we've like thought it through. So this just shows you a board of our Alicio, which is a cream marble, which it shows you the floor tile, the dimensional hone panel, the ledge stone, the pencils. We also too, I forgot to mention, we have coordinated hearth options too. So I always tell like designers, architects, an easy way to remember if we have hearth pieces that coordinate with our stone. If there's a field tile, there's usually a coordinating hearth piece. So that's kind of an easy way to remember if we have hearth options. And then I know Kevin touched on the Alicio 3D as I look at, he has the big panels in Troy's showroom, but that's kind of a fun thing too. So we have a three-dimensional stone tile that it's nice because you can pair it with this regular field tile. So you can get your dimensional impact and then have your regular field tile. A little bit more costly. So, but once again, you're getting, you know, there's so many textures and things that you can really bring out in a project. And that's kind of what, you know, as designers, architects, all that kind of stuff, the people, you know, are always looking for solutions. Realstone, we have a great website where you can actually pick a particular product, let's say, the new Pearl Gray. There's an actual spec sheet within there. You can actually download that sheet and send it to your customer. The visualizer, you can pair and match different products. So really fun.
Agreed. We do have fun.
A lot of
the
stuff.
Most fun. Yeah. The most fun is when we get to show products and talk about them with you guys.
Right. Exactly.
So Linda, can you see my screen?
It says get inspired. So as we kind of discussing here, you know, we basically take the same stone and put it in different formats and create different textures and mixing and matching. As I look at that one at the bottom right corner, it'd be fun to, you know, put a black grout with it just to add that extra dimension to it. So as I said, once again, there's so many different products that you can just layer in and build your designs from it. And then add maybe some gold or, you know, a really cool light fixture or something like that that really brings it all together. And then here we have basically some of our whites. We've broken it down by color. So really popular is our Arctic White, and it looks great with the new Stardust from Erin Adams' line, the thin. So once again, you get every part of, you know, we're not just a cladding company. We basically can clad any surface, vertical and horizontal, inside and out, which is nice.
Yeah, many of our products are tested and proven tested for exterior as well as interior. So whether it's a steam shower or a facade of a building. And as we see more and more people building outdoor living spaces, bringing the indoors out and the outdoors in, we're able to mix, match, and do things like that.
Absolutely. So, and then here we have some warm tones, the Alisio 3D, which is really cool. As I had mentioned, it's kind of your dimensional impact, and then you can, have a field tile that coordinates with it. In addition to like the HIVE, which is another really cool product. You can either use that more as an art piece, architectural element, and or run it wall to wall. Just so a really neat product. And then kind of up in the upper corner is from our Portugal line, which is a kind of a gray. Actually, it's a really neat product because it's kind of gray, but it's still brown. So there's a lot of color within the particular stone. And then there's a lot of design flexibility with the Portugal. There's tons of different designer layouts. I always say it's a little bit more architectural focused because there's a lot more that you can do with it. You can put it in herringbone, match up the dimensional patterns, run it vertical. So there's some really cool things that you could do with just the stone itself. So don't just think horizontal, running, random kind of thing. Think, you can think outside the box of how you're going to design it too. So as a designer, there's so much room to play with different patterns and layouts.
The stone that's on the bottom there, it almost looks like a piece of beach, but what that is our Alisio 3D, a 6x24 panel that's acting as the backdrop for all the other pieces on there. And what's fun about that is that the two panels in the bottom left-hand corner, one is a honed and one is a split face stone. They're the same stone, so mixing and matching those together with the big pieces, the small pieces, they also come in field tiles, like you said. It gives you the ability, you'll see many times a theme is that we have the same species of stone that's so popular that we're able to do many things with it and open up the creativity.
And then here again, basically another shot of the Alisio 3, kind of looks like a beach. Would be nice to be on a beach right now, but that's once again, that's the fun thing, playing with the different textures. It has the coordinating tile, and then over on the right, they blended in the HIVE, which is a more wood look. So kind of fun.
That HIVE is 90% marble dust, 10% resin. Here I go getting technical again. But here's why it's important, you guys, because it's got zero porosity, it's UV stable, it's the best fake stone on the market. And it performs in wet areas, cold areas, inside showers, but it also serves in a lot of situations as a piece of art or a floating piece on a wall. And we'll show some images, and we'll actually show you some stuff in our showroom here in a second that we've got it installed. But the wood is so realistic because we use a natural hickory mold to mold the wood. So we're replicating all those wormholes and beauty of that. We have planks that go with that too. So it's just the most realistic fake wood that you can get. It looks like wood, but it wears like stone.
And then here again, once again, some more pairing of some neutrals. I love actually sitting on top on the right corner over there is our tempered tile, which is really pretty. We had mentioned that, I know Shay talked about it's a sandstone. So the cool thing about the tempered line is each piece is one of a kind. And as the glaze kind of settles in amongst the clefting of the stone, you get a completely different look, but it still has that smooth touch to it. So really neat product. And then kind of buried in there, there's some hexes and things that you can put on the floor in your shower and mix it in. And then a little bit more rustic element from our estate stone line is in the back there, a little bit larger scale, has more of that beefy look. So once again, there's just so many different textures that you can incorporate into your projects. Okay. And then here again, more pairing. Once again, Kevin was talking earlier about our antique wood. So up on top of it is our driftwood, and then there's actually a flat version of that called antique wood, which is really cool because he had mentioned it's got all the different dimensions of the wood graining and all that kind of great stuff. And then in addition to, we paired it with some latte from which is a travertine. And then there's a ledge stone option, and then the coordinating tile too. So once again, you can play and mix and match textures, vertical, horizontal, inside, outside, pools, especially like our tiles, you can, band with it and then come in with a little bit more texture and dimension with some of the hone products that we have. So another cool thing when you look at this picture, when I look at it, we always talk about the quality of our products. If you notice, everything's very rectified, so it's very smooth and consistent. You're not going to find open spaces, gaps, glues on the face of our panels. So, and then when you cut it, it's going to stay together. It's not going to fall apart on your wet saw. So really superb. I know, I always say, people go to Home Depot and Lowe's and all those box stores, but our quality of our stone is so nice. When you cut it, it just cuts beautifully, no matter what angle you're going at. So.
And Linda, you've installed it on several of your projects yourself. So you have hands-on experience. You're not just saying that. You've cut it, you've put it up on the wall.
Basically, I always tell people it's like a large format tile minus the grout. So, and you get what you pay for. And we've got all the accessories. Here actually is in this Denver showroom. I paired the white marble is from our frost line. So there's the really cool diamond with the trims. I paired it with some leather. You can maybe do that like on a backsplash or a bar area. And then also the Portugal. So the Portugal too, as we had mentioned earlier, it's dimensional or there's a flat version. So you need a little bit more wipeable space. And then in the back there is once again some of Erin's, the tempered line, which, it's smooth, but yet it's very dimensional. So that's kind of the cool thing about it. They're all one of a kind. You get a completely different look depending on your white. Just how things are installed, and then you can put it, you can put really interesting grout with it to bring out the color, maybe like a darker gray or something like that. But really neat product, and then once again the pencils that coordinate with it, and you can trim. You can even just, if you don't have the budget for all the tempered, you can maybe just do the pencil trim to coordinate with it too. So that's the fun thing, as I said, play and mix and match products and patterns.
If you're one of our partners that resells and specifies in different markets, and you like not just having samples but having vignettes, please get with your rep, and we would be happy to put together sample packages that you can show your customers. And we've got many pictures of vignettes as we mix and match stones and products, not just our panelized stone. That if you're a customer who relies on specifying, your livelihood is getting specifications, residential and commercial, we could put together a package like this that you can show, put on a table, and you can not only get the inside, but you can get the outside. So if you're a person or a company that gets most of your business from the inside, then we can help you get incremental business by getting a lot of our products on the outside. And we sell equally as much inside and outside. So it's a very exciting proposition for people that want to take advantage of that. And we'd love to help.
And then here again, this is actually from our Alicio line coming out of our Mexican quarry. Once again, we paired the white mosaics with the tempered, just a really beautiful look. And as I had mentioned earlier, you could put a different colored grout. Black would be neat to pull in that black element that's a fog that's on a black limestone. So pulling it all together with just mixing and pairing colors. And then here's some more. Lots of pictures, guys. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. But once again, there's just so many options that we have. We're just not a stone cladding company anymore. We have all the components to complete a job, as Kevin mentioned, exteriorly, interiorly, outside, poolscaping, outside living spaces. As we're trying to social distance, right? We're going to stay in our own backyards, so let's fix up our backyards. So that's kind of the neat thing, as I keep mentioning. Also, Realstone, it's, we stock throughout the country, Michigan, here in Denver, and then in California. So availability is really cool. It's very important too, if you're a partner of ours, to communicate so that we make sure that we have the proper stone in stock when need be. But exteriorly, interiorly, fireplaces, love to be right there right now, but I'd like to be social distancing on that one. So, and then white birch honed is probably our most popular product, and actually pairs nicely with numerous products that we have. bathroom installation. Once again, they have the, you know, the white tub that just really stands out against that. I believe that's pewter toned with it. But if you notice all the architectural elements, the faucets, the handles, they all kind of work together. This is actually another beautiful project. This one's your shadow stone I was mentioning is kind of our standard core stone, but you know, mixing it with some of our other architectural elements. But blue is very trending right now. Really excited. We're gonna have a new blue temper tile out that's really, really pretty. And actually it would look nice with that Sierra. So once again, complete rooms, exterior, interior, bring it in, bring it out. Love it.
Hey, Cam, I'm sorry I'm going this fast on the pictures. Yes, these will be available, and we'd be happy to share the presentation with you. So if you just send an email to sales@realstone.com and let us know who you are and what you want, we'll get you dialed in with everything that you need. Great question, Cam. Thank you.
And all the reps are very helpful. I personally love to help designers, you know, get visionaries. Hey, send me some pictures of some installs of, you know, in a bathroom, in a wet bar area. So, you know, Realstone, we are a small company. We're very customer service oriented, as Kevin kind of mentioned at the beginning. Me personally, I love to help, you know, find solutions for projects. So, and then Kevin kind of mentioned customs too. So I love to do custom projects. Our previous brochure, we had taken our pewter hone and put in the accent profile. So as long as you have enough time, and you know, there's always a solution, and I'm always willing to help figure that out, like most of our reps too. But so yes, commercially, this is another beautiful project with Sierra. Just very, you know, just there's not much to say about it. It's just beautiful install.
One of the most important things about a design is the things that you don't see. And exactly. Linda touched on it earlier. We have accessories like corners and natural ends that enable you to do not only an outside corner, but an inside corner nearly seamlessly. So on ledge stone, when we see big box quality stone, we see spaces between there. And those are things that don't make the punch list. And your vision and your intent, your design intent, really isn't reflected when the product has potential problems in it just because it matches a colorway. So important to understand the final design solutions and how that company is are assisting make the finish beautiful. Here's another example up close of a very tight corner, and white stones are the most tough to make sure that you don't have spaces. And what you don't see here is vertical lines or horizontal lines. If you're new to the ledge stone business and someone told you, hey, you need a Z panel because that hides the panel, I would show them this picture and go, boy, I really argue with you. By having a perfectly square 6x24 panel that's cut and rectified and completely smooth across the top, we've eliminated any spaces in this installation. A Z panel, or that has multiple spaces, is just more contact points. Or if you want to make a rhyme, more places for spaces. And then finally in this picture, this corner looks beautiful. It's tight, and that's one of our corner cut pieces, which has actually been trimmed down to make this cut here, the shorter one, but the edge reflects what our corners look like. So, and get technical. It probably looks good. You shut up, slow down, show us more pictures. Here's an example of it.
Make sure you use a white mortar too when you're using one of our white products.
Here's a thin stone installation, which means it has 9 rows of stone for every 6 inches of height, which gives it a completely different feel, a warmth, a texture as you step away, as light hits it. And we even see folks turn it vertically, so which turns it into something completely different. And sometimes they'll even take these stones and they'll line them up in a stack pattern vertically, which creates a whole different type of installation. So it's fun even with the panels. Sometimes you don't hide the panels, but actually use the joints as a design focus, and it looks wonderful. Because the panels, every one is 6x24 exactly, you're able to do that. Other companies, it varies. And what happens is it winds up like you go into a Home Depot on a Saturday and you see the grout boards that they have, or this tile boards where the joints are all cattywampus, and you don't get that with our stones. So the perfection of the manufacturing lends itself to creativity and what you can do with it.
Hey, on that note too, we have a really cool installation where they had taken our Midnight Sky thin and made a checkerboard pattern out of it. So 24 by 24 squares, taking them vertically and horizontally. Really fun architectural element that just really pops. And so it's, you know, you don't necessarily have to run it horizontally. You can run it vertically, horizontally. There's all kinds of ways that you can play with stone.
Another beautiful example here, and this was Linda specified this project several years ago in Cincinnati, but this is a nice example of a corner. It's a white birch hone product, but it goes so wonderfully with these ACM panels, these aluminum panels. So making those facades, not just matching it up with stone or full bed stone, but other types of products on the inside and the outside.
Architectural elements.
Linda, this is yours.
This is mine. As I said, I love custom too. So yes, this was a fun project. Our Alicio cream line, which is what they had used, our ledgestone panel, but really neat project. This was actually for University of Illinois, for the head coach's office. And he wanted a giant eye out of stone. So it was kind of fun. I worked with the architect and designers on this one. At least you can design the eye, they CNC routed it out, they field installed it, and then dyed the stone into it. So really neat. As I said, we could do all kinds of custom things as long as you have time and patience with us. And then in addition to around the perimeter of that fireplace, where they used our coordinating tiles that go with it too. So
how big's
really
that eye, Linda?
What?
How big is that eye?
It's actually 4 by 3, and it's actually on 2 sides.
Right.
So we had gone back and forth with design and, you know, should they float the stone on top of it? Anyway, they actually ended up CNC routering out that particular eye. So it's actually stepped back into, so it's actually quite thick. I think it was about 3/4 to an inch thick, and then it beveled back from there.
No minimum quantity on things like that, so we can do those one-offs. There's no I in team, but there's 2 in the football coach's office.
There you go.
This is a wonderful specification by our East Coast rep, Jack. And what this illustrates is a very unique use of putting the folks at that facility on the wall. But what it illustrates even more is they were able to cut into each stone and the panels didn't fall apart. So those are things from an installation labor point. If you were cutting a stone or you were making unique cuts and the panels fell apart, you would totally lose the labor proposition of putting it on the wall. And this not only looks great, but it installed very quickly for the unique and detail work that they had to do. This was specified by our friends Thomas Brick in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Go Vern. Some 6 by 24 panels. This is a HIVE installation that has 2 pieces that go together, and it allows for a flow. If you're old like me, you'll remember the video game Cubert, and it looks like it jumps up there on the wall. And this one is at the top, in the left, in the bottom. It's cut flush, but on the edges, it's floating, and it becomes almost a piece of artwork. In fact, sometimes in specifications, we find folks choose this as a piece of art.
Looks great organically. Also to mention that, so the tolerances on the HIVE, because I get this question all the time too, the tolerances aren't as tight as our panels. So on that type of installation, for more of a seamless look, I prefer to come back and, here you go, thank you. So come back and space it and come back in after it and come and grout it with the same color. So it looks a little bit more seamless versus, I guess you can't see my screen, but I was going to show you the tolerances aren't as tight. So coming back and grouting it gives it that seamless look.
We have install examples of both, and I'll help you through that.
Yeah.
Some of our Arctic white. with the beautiful corners, with an inside and an outside corner, a white product, which you don't see lines, vertical or horizontal. And it's so critical. And we're snobs when we look at things, when we walk around, how the joints are handled, how that, all the details that jump out to us that many people don't notice, but gosh, that's important. That's what we do every single day.
We don't want it to stand out. We want it to be seamless. Imperfections.
That's actually a 2-story install with that.
Beautiful.
Here's one where it's turned vertically. Here's a limestone honed panel, our white birch, turned horizontally. Not only on the fireplaces, but on the back walls too, down below on the first story.
And then they actually inset our tile back to make a cross, which is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, right. Great point. A design solution, a finished piece.
Also, too, if you notice in the firebox area, they use the tile to kind of recess it back in too.
Right. This is actually outside of an architect in Nashville, up a wall.
And the lighting completely adds to it.
This is a perfect example of the same species of stone in 2 different spots. So you get the same colorway, but you get a totally different feel, and it works wonderfully together. You don't have to search for another product that matches up.
This is a quartzite stone.
And the tiles on the wall are 12 by 24. Linda, this is a product that you were involved with.
And actually, it looks really cool. I like it better vertically, but yes, so this is our smoky birch 3-dimensional, and we had taken the chunk of our accent piece and kind of chunking it up to give it a really modern, dimensional look to it. Really cool lines and things like that.
That's a technical term. We chunking it up.
We chunking it up, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Up the gauge. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect example of our frost stone put into mosaics. 2 different ones, floor and wall. Here's an example of 6 by 24 birch honed panels and our split face stone in this kitchen. Here's a wonderful example of frost in our tempered line by Aaron Adams. And Shay, I mentioned it earlier, had given a presentation and interview with Aaron, and it's on our website. This product, the product in the middle is an interior only product, but just works so wonderfully with stone, contemporary stone. And this is just a wonderful installation.
I was going to say, another point you might want to mention too is, since the temper can't take the heat, it's nice because you can use the stone as your non-combustible around the perimeter, and then incorporate above, I think it's 8 to 10 inches above your firebox, you can incorporate that tempered product.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way. 12 by 24 tiles. This is our estate stone. It's our most rustic and robust product that we have. It covers 1 square foot. It weighs less than 15 pounds. It looks like it's installed one at a time, but it's mounted on a stainless steel mesh. Your in look is totally random, and but it installs incredibly quick inside and outside. One of our fastest growing products because it goes together so seamlessly. You don't have to worry about clumping of the stones or the stone tailing off. It's a perfectly square panel, but yet it's completely random and requires no grouting. White birch, thin stone.
This shows how nice and tight our panels are.
It does.
To identify where one panel starts and stops. Beautiful install. This is our Alicio 3D. I've never seen this image before. There you go. And it looks like they banded it with another material, but really neat product. As I said, it kind of adds that dimensional impact. There's also Alicio 3D. Sahara is the name.
Here's an example where they lined the panels up. They stacked them up, and it really works. They didn't try to blend them, but because they're so tight, there's no spaces, and it really flows without causing you to say, hey, they installed that incorrectly. This happens to be one of our friends in Florida. This is a residence, and she actually had another stone, and she didn't like the quality and found us. And this is really one of the show pieces of her home, and she loves it with the lighting and the thin stone. We're happy to have her as a customer and happy that she's happy. Here's some of our tiles banded with another product. Here's the Hive in dramatic fashion.
Definitely a statement piece. So those last two projects with the Hive, I always like to point this out, they did come back and grout those to give that more of a seamless look.
Here's some estate stone. It has a wonderful corner that wraps on a fireplace. It's a nice arch, and how they ran the panels up and around the arch and incorporated it not only on the face, and another example of our corners and how well those go together. We saw this before up close. This is what it looks like a little bit farther away. Not a bad pad.
Bring it on in.
Water features, knee walls, pools. Here's the estate stone again. Our Alicio cut to fit on this custom fireplace. Radiuses are wonderful to do, and there is a limit to what you can do, but if you ever have a question on a radius, just reach out. We've got enough information to help you through whatever you're looking to do, and sometimes modifications can be made. So this is a nice example of an inside and outside gradual radius. Incorporated Indiana limestone caps into this fireplace. Here's a wonderful vertical installation. Gives it a totally different look.
Nice corner.
Here's the estate stone. The wonderful thing about natural stone when you're specifying and we're seeing less and less of it, people are becoming more critical about their decisions, is the fake stone fades over time. It doesn't have the pop that a natural stone does. So inside, outside, and matching up different colorways as well. Here's a wonderful example of a corner and how tight that is. You can't find a line there. Here's Hive on the Ceiling in Columbus, Ohio. It's an award-winning project. It was judged sober. Linda talked about grouting the Hive. This happens to be in a shower with a plexiglass skylight. This has been grouted to seal it. The product itself is zero porosity. It looks like wood, and it's always going to look like that. Mixed and matched in 3 of our colors.
etch cream is, actually have 4 colors available on the Hive. The etch cream is a little bit larger, so you can't incorporate it in with the other 3. The 3 work, but the etch cream is a little bit larger, just so you know.
Linda talked about the Portugal line. This is dimensional.
A lot of design flexibility with this guy, dimensional and or flat option, and then there's coordinating trims that go with it also.
Example of that. 3 of those pieces equal 1 square foot. So you can do a herringbone, you can do a vertical installation, you can do a running bond, a random bond, a brick pattern. We've got several videos on our website just laying them out on the floor and showing different things, as well as our YouTube channel.
It looks really fun if you match up the banding too. You get a really linear stripe. Flat option, a little bit more wipeability, kitchen backsplashes. The flat works really well.
It's very subtle in a wine. And here are the options on our Hive and our antique wood, the product that's made from 90% marble dust, 10% resin. A very tight corner there. Here it is on an outdoor kitchen.
UV stable too, which is nice. You don't have to treat it, seal it, or do anything like that.
The corner looks beautiful here. A great finish detail, something that I don't know that anybody else has with a product like this. That's how good it looks up close. Our 24 by 24 stones tile. This is the quadra. We saw this on an earlier installation. And coming soon, actually Shay gave a presentation with the slant stitch, which you can find on our website. And Aaron Adams inspired design, a vitrified ceramic that comes in these fun colors, and you can find those. And we'd be happy to get you samples of those. This is floor or wall. It has commercial and non-slip rating. Just a sneak peek or a re-peek at some of our tempered. Not only are they glazed, but we can also get them leather wrapped. You can do herringbone, running bond, parquet. And many of them fit right into the colorways that we're talking about. Okay, thank you for hanging with us today. If you'd like to hang out and see us talk about any samples, we'd be more than happy to do so. And I also have, haven't checked the chat. Jenna, we have any questions that we haven't answered? Okay. My mouse is broken. I didn't have a plan B for that, folks. There it is. Linda, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
If you have any questions.
As I say, if I can help anyone, please feel to reach out to me. I try to help in any sort of projects that you're interested in.
Thanks, Linda. You guys, thank you. If you'd like to see anything in our showroom, you can see that I've got Hive over here to my left, your right. It's on the wall. Even though there is some spaces, it looks beautiful. And we've got products around our showroom as well. So we have a CEU on Friday called Thin Stone Veneer, the Basics. If you have in need of credits, please join in at noon. You can go to ceuevents.com or register through our website. And we have another product presentation every Wednesday in Shay's lunchtime snack on Instagram. She'll be spotlighting projects and designers and different fun things every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Her snack time Instagram presentation. Hey, we're honored that you were with us today in a world where we don't know what's going on. So if you need help, if you need samples, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. Our team's standing by, And hey, we'll figure this all out and we'll get through it. So have a wonderful week. It's hump day. Thank you, guys.